This is week 5 of the spring trimester of 2018, and this was my last week at my atelier. I finished up the 2 paintings that I was working on, the portrait of Jamie and also my still life. Finishing up Jamie was mostly working on edges, any last minute things. A lot of it was taking forms and trying to get them to be unified, so unified light shape, unified shadow shape, but still showing the variation in those areas. So really finding a balance between being unified while yet showing variation. And then I also worked a little bit in the background as well, getting it to look a bit more airy and atmospheric around Jamie's head. I finished up my still life as well, and I'm going to be showing a lot more detail shots of this one in my next one. It's sunken in a bit for this picture that you see now. But a lot of it this week was just finishing up little last touches, getting the highlights on the bottles to be a bit brighter and a little bit more colorful with thicker impasto paint. Again, unifying, trying to show variation, finding the balance between the two, just like with the portrait, and also glazing on the papers and getting the edges to get that older, slightly darker, warmer look on the edges of the papers and glazing around that to get that effect. So this is my last Atelier diary entry. I have graduated the Ravenswood Atelier now, but I plan on doing these weekly videos. It'll probably be just a painting diary as what I'm doing after receiving this classical training. But I want to be doing more showing rather than just telling. So instead of being at school, I'll be having my own studio, so then I'll be able to video the progress of me actually painting, which I think will be good and interesting. And just it'll be easier to explain things because sometimes it's hard to kind of put into words how you're applying paint. So I hope that I can just show that in the future. And I'll probably make a video that's a bit more comprehensive on what I think of my atelier training, but I think I'm going to wait a bit so I can have some distance from it so I can kind of reflect on it more. But in short, I think going to an atelier, and I was going to mine for 5 years, I think that getting that classical training that's all based on technique has really given me, either has given me the knowledge, or I feel like I have ways now where I can search it out, that I can really paint anything that I want to. So I'm really grateful that I was able to do it for 5 years at the Ravenswood Atelier.